I'm the founder of Books Commander. It's a GPT that's available in the ChatGPT store. It is a GPT that allows you to go from reasoning through different problems that you may be encountering, or decisions you might be making having to do with your accounting and QuickBooks. And once you're done figuring out what it is that exactly you want to do in QuickBooks, allows you to tell the GPT to go ahead and perform those actions for you within QuickBooks. It makes the task a lot easier than having to go into QuickBooks and clicking through to find out find the correct input page, and then entering that information manually yourself. It just kind of cuts a step from that whole process. So the GPT that we released a few weeks ago, it's a sort of a general purpose GPT that allows you to perform almost any action that can be performed via the API. And this one here, I wanted to introduce this one. It's QBO Customer Invoice Entry Expert, and this one is also now available in the GPT store. This one is a GPT that's a little bit more narrow focused on customer invoice entry and all of the related tasks. So before being able to enter an invoice into QuickBooks, the customer has to exist. There has to be a product or service. If you're working with classes and projects, and then those classes have to exist in the system. So this GPT is instructed to follow a more methodical approach, specifically having to do with customer invoice, and it's able to handle all of the related tasks. The previous one, the main issue we were having with it is, based on feedback we got from one of our early customers, is that it was stalling out. They were feeding it about 30 to 35 invoices for data entry, and it kept on stalling out after about 5 or so transactions, and they had to go in and reconfirm. And so we found that the likely reason for that is that our instruction set for that GPT, it's rather large, because it is able to handle so many different things. So it kept on running out of context. So if you pair our instruction set with the data that was being input by the user, it was causing the system to stall out. And that is actually kind of a dangerous thing. So do want to mention that when dealing with ChatGPT, it's not recommended to use to use ChatGPT or this particular GPT for mass data uploads. At most, you want to be dealing with maybe 20 to 30 records at a time, and that's going to help the GPT to stay smart and accurate, because if you do give it too much data, it can start to hallucinate. So you have to be very careful with that. So with this GPT, the purpose is to give it a much smaller, more focused instruction set, so that whenever a user interacts with it, it has a lot more context available to handle that user's specific request. And so for today, I want to do a quick walkthrough. I'm going to ask it to enter 5 invoices. I've already come up with this prompt. I'm going to ask it for a sample of 5 invoices that we can input into the system. It is going to ask me for my session ID, so I'll just go get that ready for now. Okay, so now that it's given me the 5 sample invoices, I'm including things like class and product, service here, so we can see what those features look like. So here it's asking me for my session ID. I'm going to provide it. Okay, Sorry, I didn't even ask it for what it is that I wanted it to do, but yeah, I just asked it for a list of customers here, or of invoices. Right now, what it's going to do, it's actually going to start by seeing if the customers that I've provided here, these test ones here, if they are already in the system. And it's going to check to see that if the project is in the system. It's going to check if the department is in the system, and then it's going to check if the class is already in the system. So it does that querying automatically. It knows that it needs that information before it can go and input the invoice. So just here, the initial findings is that they found one of the invoices here, and it's saying that it's going to need to create additional customers. Then it says for products and services, they only have hours and sales, but they don't match our specified services, and it says we'll need to create them. Then for locations, only Sunnyvale exists. We're going to need to create these other locations. And then it's saying that these are the classes that are already available. And it says we need to still create commercial, engineering, retail, education, healthcare. So then it goes and asks if we want to create those customers, those product departments and classes. And I'm just going to go ahead and say yes. And I'm just going to kind of follow a high level, kind of like a general approach here to entering these. Obviously for your specific use case, you'd be more diligent about and more nitpicky about what actions you want it to perform on your behalf. Okay, so the first thing it's going to do a post transaction. It's going to say, let's enter Acme Construction, right? So it's actually going to go ahead and do all of them at the same time. But you kind of see, like, that first action was to create Acme. The second action is to create Beta Tech. The third, Gamma Retail. Fourth, Epsilon Healthcare. And after that, it's going to now go to the items. And items is kind of like the back end way of this is how Intuit or QuickBooks Online, this is what they call the products and services on the back end, but this is referring to products and services. So it's going and it's entering all of the products and services using this item. Okay, item, it's adding. So now it's going to department. I believe what they're doing here is they're setting a location, the location field. Okay, so it's just setting those up. And then it's setting up the classes: commercial, engineering, retail, education, and healthcare. All of the data has been successfully set up in QuickBooks. And then it says that the customers, Acme, Beta, Gamma, Delta, Epsilon, have been created. Project management fee, engineering, consulting, retail, fixture, install, carpentry, labor, HVAC, all these different products and services have been set up. For department, they set up all these here listed here. And for classes, it's set up these 5 as well. And now that all this has been set up, then at this point we are able to now create the invoices. And if we wanted to, we can go over to, this is what we had, right? That's Apex, the vendor that already existed in the system. So I'm going to go ahead and refresh the page, and we should be able to see now the vendors that were set up. The customers that were set up. Sorry, these are, let's go to the customers. That's only Apex here. There you go. Okay, so here's all the vendors, the new vendors that were set up. I'm going to click on one of them and confirm that there's no invoices here. It's a brand new vendor that was created. And right now, once we start reviewing the invoices, we'll check for the other fields to see if they were created properly. So I'm just going to give it the OK. Go ahead and create the invoices. Just going to check the first item here, and it looks like it is setting up an invoice here. Post means it's going to create or update. Watch out for anything that says like delete. You know, if you're performing a delete operation. So it's giving it the invoice number, assigning it a detailed type. This is the item, this is the product or service, the amount. So all that looks okay to me. I'm going to hit confirm. Okay, so it's going to go in there and do all that data entry on my behalf. Here it's starting the next one here. So it's just you'll see 5 of these requests being made to QuickBooks to be done. Okay, once that's done, you can go over to your invoices and see if they're there. And that's these here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to go in and click on it. I'm going to go to edit invoice so I could see what it looks like. And so we have the customer that was selected, the invoice number, the terms, invoice date. Here's the product and service that was created. That's our description and our rate. So just wanted to share this this new GPT with everyone. I'm not sure that this is the way we want to go long term. I'm pretty sure that people want one GPT that does it all, but we do have to work within the constraints of what's possible within ChatGPT. So we're going to keep looking for different ways of improving performance given the constraints. But for now, as you know, if you're dealing with invoice entry, this is this specific GPT is going to be able to handle those very quickly and very efficiently, and it's going to be able to do all the related tasks having to do with customer invoice. In the short run, we're probably going to release other narrow focus GPTs that will allow things like vendor invoices and related tasks, and probably something having to do with reporting and payments and different like overall tasks that users most commonly perform. And I do want to say that if there's anyone out there who is interested in having me create a custom GPT for your use case, do let me know. I mean, it won't be just for your use. You know, I'll make it general so that anybody can use it. But if you have a workflow that you think we can implement, you know, and reach out to me. You can contact me at support@bookscommander.com. You can go to the website bookscommander.com to get more information about the GPT. And if you want to try it out, you just create an account and start with the free version. Okay, if you have any questions, please reach out and have a great day. Thank you for joining me.